Russian dictator Vladimir Putin won't protect Iran if the US and Israel start bombing, the country's foreign minister has warned. It comes as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has demanded a Libya-style solution with Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei over while meeting with the Israeli leader in the Oval Office on Monday. Trump announced direct talks between Washington and Tehran will commence on Saturday. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Andriy Rudenko has clarified that Moscow is not obligated to help Iran under a potential U.S. attack, despite the two nations having close military ties. While the Putin puppet warned that such an attack would have bleak consequences for the region, he added that Moscow would offer any help required in negotiations between Tehran and Washington. Meanwhile, Netanyahu has demanded that a Libya-style solution to Iran following talks with Trump earlier this week. The Israeli Prime Minister stressed on Tuesday that Iran must not have nuclear weapons, while also warning that this could only be achieved either diplomatically or militarily. He said that a deal would only be acceptable if it were similar to the one with Libya in 2003, where we go in, blow up the facilities, and dismantle all the equipment under American supervision and execution. Netanyahu added that this would be the ideal scenario. But the second option, which we don't want, is that they'll simply drag out the negotiations, and in that case, the military option becomes the only choice. The Israeli leader warned. Iran would have permission to maintain a civilian nuclear program for electricity generation, however, even if the first option did go ahead in dismantling all the equipment. Iran expert Hamid Reza Azizi told Newsweek that Iranian leaders are aware that they are on their own if a U.S. attack was launched. On Monday, Trump vowed Iran was in dangerous territory as he threatens the Ayatollah with military action if he doesn't cut a deal. He said, "We're having direct talks with Iran. Everyone agrees that doing a deal would be preferable to doing the obvious. The obvious is not something I want to be involved with, or that Israel wants to be involved with if they can avoid it." He said that top-level talks between the U.S. and Iran will be held on Saturday, and again leveled direct threats in the case of no deal. He said, "If the talks aren't successful, Iran is going to be in great danger. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. It will be a very dangerous day for Iran." Tensions between Iran and allied U.S. and Israel have been building up to boiling point. The feuding powers have traded intensifying threats of destruction, and insiders have told The Sun that Trump and Netanyahu are preparing for radical joint action. Former British Ambassador Sir Richard Dalton described the situation between the U.S. and Iran as the most dangerous it has ever been. In an interview with BBC Newsnight, Sir Richard said, "The risk of a war between Israel and the United States on the one hand and Iran on the other has never been higher." Just weeks ago, Trump issued a chilling warning. If they don't make a deal, there will be bombing. It will be bombing the likes of which they have never seen before. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has defiantly refused to engage in direct negotiations, triggering fury in Washington. In a fiery response, Khamenei vowed, "If they commit any mischief, they will surely receive a strong reciprocal blow." And last week, the U.S. and Israel launched a fresh round of strikes against pro-Iranian forces in neighboring countries. Houthi targets in Yemen and the new regime in Syria were battered with airstrikes, with world leaders warning of an inevitable catastrophe if a deal is not signed soon. Meanwhile, the U.S. is flexing its muscles, reportedly positioning B-2 bombers on Diego Garcia Island, well within strike range of Iran.